Hello, happy Sunday. How is everybody? We're doing good today, up and at 'em. Got a lot of things going on here, so if it gets a little hairy, scary during this is my life in real time. I've got a lot of the family here today, but yesterday when I did my live, we were talking about spaghetti and meatballs, and I wanted to give a low carb option, and I had some requests to do how I do low carb spaghetti and meatballs. So guys, if you're getting on here with me live, my name is Jan. I live in Southeast Nebraska, and I love sharing our low carb lifestyle. It's super duper simple to maintain, super duper simple to do. If I can do it, anybody out there can do it. So like I said, my name's Jan. You may get the gamut today. I apologize in advance, okay? If you're getting on here with me live, if you can see a red live up in that corner, that means you're on here with me live. Drop live in the comments, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're catching me later on the replay, it'll say was live up in that corner. That just means you're catching the replay later on, and that's great too.
Well, why not?
And you can type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hubs is here too today, and that is where he is my motivation for being low carb. He is diabetic, and after we did a few things a few years ago, changed up our lives a whole bunch, and went with this low carb lifestyle. That's when I started my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. And if you are not in that group and you'd like to be, I'm sorry, the glare coming off my glasses is driving me crazy, but it's beautiful sunny outside today. So if you'd like to be in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, please just drop group in the comments. I'm going to leave you a link. Hey, you did, Sandra. Awesome. I'm going to leave you a link to tap that link, and you can get on over there and request to join, okay? So I share recipes, I share inspiration, just as much information about being low carb and maintaining low carb as possible. I also share a little bit in there, guys, about the products that we use every single day, because they have helped us change our lives. You know, personally, I was looking for weight loss because he needed to lose weight, but what I found was a mental well-being that is unmatched, okay? I went from being crabby, grumpy, and out of sorts most every day to someone who can cope with life thanks to the products that we use. 2 simple supplements every single day. If you want information, drop duos in the comments. I'll get back to you about that. But this is what we use, guys, a lot of times when we're doing spaghetti and meatballs. There's other options out there, but spaghetti squash is one that's super simple to do. Flavor is really good. You're getting veggies in with it. And I just, I grabbed this morning. We didn't plan ahead for this. This was kind of an impromptu big dinner today. But I managed to get to the grocery store, and guys, I found some decent spaghetti sauce. Thank you, dear. Hi, Lisa. Hey, Tina. How are you guys all doing? Carol, thanks for tuning in. I read the ingredients on these, and what I was looking at when I was looking is, and guys, if spaghetti sauce has carbs in it, there's just no way around it because tomatoes have carbs, okay? So, but this one had like 10 grams of carbs, 2 fibers, so that's 8 carbs in a half a cup. Not horrible, but hey, the nice thing is there's no added sugars. I was looking immediately at added sugars, and if it had added sugars, I was throwing it out. Didn't want it. We picked up several different brands just to kind of mix and match. I typically use Rayo's. This store didn't have it. Okay? But tomato puree, crushed tomatoes in puree, onion, olive oil, garlic, salt, basil, black pepper, and oregano. All good products. Olive oil in there, not some funky, gross oil. So what do I do now, guys? I picked up all that kind of stuff, but how do I fix this? This was what I was talking about. Hey, Sonia. I grabbed a spaghetti squash, and this is how I do them, guys. Especially in the summertime, because I don't like to heat up the house. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can make spaghetti squash, or that I have made spaghetti squash. What I'm going to share today is in the Instant Pot. Have you ever made it in the Instant Pot? If you have, or if you have an Instant Pot and you don't know what to do with it, drop Instant Pot in there, okay? Because I do use my Instant Pot for a few different things that I go to daily. I don't make a ton of stuff in it. I need to do more, okay? So, you know, if you're a great Instant Pot user, hook up with me in the messenger, okay? I used to cut these this way. I no longer do, because this stem, if you've ever done a spaghetti squash, this stem is harder than a rock, and it kills me to try to get through it. And I saw somebody sharing this, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tilt you guys down. Hi, Allison, just a smidgen here. I've got a cutting board, and I cut it now this way, okay, guys? These are hard to cut, hence why I'm using a great big knife, so that I can get my hand on it and force it through that outside. I love it. I use it to boil eggs in all the time. I don't boil eggs on the stovetop. I'm always boiling eggs in my Instant Pot. I do fix spaghetti squash in there. Sometimes in the winter I'll do spaghetti squash in the oven. Oh, this one's super hard. Because I want to warm up the house, okay? But I don't want to warm up the house when it's 100 degrees outside. So, yes, these are hard to cut. So, hi, Mary, how are ya? Okay, so once I've got through them, I'm going to scoop out those seeds, and I didn't bring a spoon, so give me a break. Guys, like I was saying, though, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. I would love to have you join us over there. And if you're in the group, please invite your friends and family, okay? If you get any good information out of there, everybody's welcome into that group. So I'm just going to grab a spoon, guys, and scoop this junk out, the seedy stuff. And you can tell when you look down in there, let me see, the white meat and the yellow stuff is the seed stuff. So I just scoop all that out, throw it in the garbage. Whoops, yep, stab myself in the process. Okay, this can be a chore to get these. Yeah, I'm a mess now. I'm not the cleanest cook, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody came after me the other day about touching the food and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm fixing this for my family. Oh, crock pot and an Instant Pot are not the same thing, definitely. I use my crock pot a lot. But anyway, they came after me, and I'm like, you know what? Guys, if you're going to come after me for something I do, I'd appreciate it if you just scroll right on by, because I don't need the negativity in my life that you're bringing at me. So it's my family I'm cooking for, and if they don't like that I'm touching something, sorry, I don't have to feed you. I'm going to go dump this. Yes, yummy candy. I'm going to dump this. I'll be right back, guys. I got to get the other half done here. This one, it seems a little more difficult to clean out than what I typically get. I don't know. It was a little bigger than I usually buy because some of the other family members will eat it too. We don't do spaghetti, the pastas and things like that, not even whole wheat. Number one, they spike Dave's blood sugar really bad, and really their pastas are one of those things that there's other things you can substitute. Well, you're learning today, Janet. This is pretty basic. It's pretty easy. I mean, like I said, other than the mess of the innards coming out, and like I said, this one seems to be a little harder for that. I'm sorry, but you're going to run into this every now and then. I mean, Mother Nature doesn't make everything the same way, not by all means. So anyway, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this in the Instant Pot. Now, you can fix them in the oven. Yes, you can. They take an hour or so roasted in the oven. And in my Instant Pot, once it comes to heat, it takes 7 minutes. So that is why I use my Instant Pot. Okay? Excuse me. So I've got each of these halves cleaned up, guys, and that's all I'm going to do. I don't do anything more with them. I'm going to move you guys over here and show you what I'm going to do in the Instant Pot now, okay? So I've got my Instant Pot here, okay? And anytime you're cooking something in the Instant Pot, you have to have water in it. So I need at least a cup of water to go in the bottom of the Instant Pot. And I usually just kind of grab a glass or a cup or something. This happens to be my coffee cup. I know it's more than 8 ounces full. Hey, thanks, Mary. And I dump that in the bottom. I do leave this rack in the bottom of my Instant Pot. And then I take these and I put them down like this. And if you have a small enough one, they might sit side by side. This one probably, I'm gonna have to kind of angle it in like so. Okay, that's all I do. Okay, now I did wash this before I started, okay, guys, the outside edge. So if there's any chemicals or anything like that on it, I did wash it. I should have showed you guys that. I'm sorry. So from there, I've got the water in. I've got this ready to go. Lock down the lid. Make sure the stopcock, that's what I call it. I'm not sure exactly what it is set so that it's shut. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate that. Okay, and then I'm going to set this. I'm going to do pressure cook, and I want it to go for 7 minutes, and I don't want it to keep warm, so it's going to shut off at the end of 7 minutes, and then I'm going to have spaghetti squash. So it just kicked on. Once it comes to temperature, that 7 minutes is going to tick off there. I'm going to go over here. That 7 minutes is going to tick off the timer. Hi, Kale. And as soon as it shuts off and tells me that the 7 minutes is done, I'm going to open that to release the pressure. The steam's going to fly out. I have somebody sneaking cucumbers. We have hit the cucumber jackpot in the garden, but I'm going to shut that off, not shut it off. I will release the pressure, and once the red pressure drops on it, then I can take the lid off, and then what we do is just kind of scrape it out of there. You can drain it in like a colander or something, scrape it into a colander, and then, you know, the spaghetti and meatballs, the spaghetti sauce and the meatballs will be hot. We use that just like any other spaghetti. And voila, we have spaghetti and meatballs for lunch. So Dave's already got his homemade meatballs cooking. Hi, Debbie. Hey, Irma. So he makes meatballs. My kids growing up, they're not little bitty meatballs. He makes meatballs the size of your fist. And my kids didn't know any different. And when they would have kids over and request spaghetti and meatballs for whatever they were, you know, that meal, all the kids who came from around town were like, oh my gosh, Dave makes great meatballs. And they'd go home and they'd tell their parents, you know, what they had. And here, why don't you let me set them over here closer to you, Layla? She keeps sneaking across and grabbing them, but she doesn't want to be on camera. So anyway, but they would go home and tell their parents about Dave's meatballs, and we'd get asked about Dave's meatballs. So every now and then we do, instead of meat sauce, a lot of times with just Dave and I, we just brown up hamburger and make a meat sauce. But today it was like Dad's meatballs. We're doing Dad's meatballs. So Dad made meatballs this morning. Hi, Sylvia. Hey, Terry. So guys, super simple to do. I will get the recipe up in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, exactly what I'm doing here. Okay, it's super simple. And for everybody who doesn't have an Instant Pot, I'm going to put the oven directions in that same recipe. So just how to roast spaghetti squash. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get the two combined. I like to make them so they're not confusing and when I word them up, okay? So it's going to take me a little bit of time, so have patience with me. Gosh. A recipe for the meatballs? No. His mom made them that way. He used to make them with his mom when he was a kid, and I don't know if his grandma made the meatballs or not.
Yeah, that's where Mom learned it.
Okay, so it was his grandma's dumped together type recipe.
It's very easy. I mean, depending on how much hamburger you have, if you're just doing, say, 1.5 pounds, it takes about half to 3/4 of a package of crackers.
Crackers are not
One
the best
egg.
thing for you, I might add, but he
One
has
egg.
to do them. Okay.
And your seasoning. I like to use beefy mushroom in with mine. And that's all. You mix it up and
Dirty.
make balls, boil them.
The key to meatballs, guys, is being able to smash them together enough, okay? That's what we have
got
found.
it.
So
You got to beat them together so they stay.
I can't do it. He can, but I can't. So I'll have meat sauce when he's not around because I can't do it. So anyway, it's really just, guys, and like I said, crackers are not the greatest thing, but you don't eat 1.5 pounds of meatballs, so you're maybe getting 1 or 2 crackers in one of those meatballs. So hey, it is what it is. And the kids are all here, so we're enjoying a family day, so that little bit probably isn't going to kill him. So
My batch today consisted of 6 pounds of hamburger, 2.5 packages of crackers.
Not packages,
No,
sleeves.
sleeves. And 5 eggs.
There you have it, okay? And then salt and pepper and all the other good stuff. So 6 pounds of hamburger to feed the crew today, guys. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day, okay? Hey, Diana, I hope things are good down in Florida. I need to message you. I have a question for you. Anyway, this is not come up to temp yet. I'm not going to keep you guys on here while that all happens, but it will come up to temp. It'll cook in 7 minutes once it comes up and seals and is pressure cooking. And then we will... I'll scrape it out of there and kind of put it in a colander, so if there's any moisture left in it, it runs out. That way you don't get the everything run around. Sandra says, thanks, Dave. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great Sunday. That's my plan for the rest of the day. Some of the kids are here. Some of them are still coming. I think there's a towel over there. And
mowing for me. I don't
yeah,
have to do that.
So that's all I have for today, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope it's fantabulous, and we will talk to y'all later. But remember, smile.
Yes, sir.
Pass that smile on.